My sister Lynette was 9 when she came at me with a pair of craft scissors while I was sleeping. I was 13. We were in our house in Baton Rouge and our parents were downstairs watching Letterman, and she cut into my upper arm the way you'd cut gift wrap, careful and interested, like she was paying attention to technique. I woke up with blood soaking into my pillowcase, and Lynette sitting cross-legged on the floor studying the scissors in the lamplight. I pressed my shirt to the cut and told my parents the next morning I had knocked a picture frame off my nightstand in the dark. My mom put a bandage on it and told me to be more careful. That was the whole conversation. By the time I was 14, I had stopped being surprised by anything. I knew her patterns the way farmers know weather. Not because anyone taught me, but because being wrong had a cost I couldn't keep paying. I knew which nights were safe and which ones weren't. I knew that the nights she was sweetest at dinner were sometimes the worst ones later. I slept light. I kept my door locked with a hook latch I had installed myself with a YouTube tutorial and a screwdriver I hid under my mattress because I knew if she found it, she would take it. She backed me into the corner of the upstairs bathroom one evening with a kitchen knife she had carried up inside her hoodie pocket. She wasn't angry. That was the thing nobody would have believed if I told them. She was calm the way a lake is calm right before a storm moves in. She told me she had been planning it for a while. She said it like she was proud of herself for being patient. She pressed the tip of the knife against my collarbone, and I looked straight at the bathroom tiles behind her head and made my breathing slow and even and waited. Our dad knocked on the door asking if anyone had seen the remote, and she dropped the knife into the hoodie pocket and walked out past him like nothing had happened. I stood in the bathroom for a long time after. Then I washed my face and went downstairs and watched the end of the game with my dad and did not say one word. She put our mom in the ER 11 weeks later, threw a ceramic mixing bowl at the back of her head over something about curfew. Our mom told the intake nurse she had slipped getting something off a high shelf. The nurse looked at the injury and then looked at me sitting in the plastic chair by the door in my long sleeves in the middle of July and asked me to come with her for a second. We stood in the hallway by the vending machines and she asked me quietly if everything was okay at home. I looked at her for a second. Then I pushed my sleeves up and showed her my arms. She looked at the scissors scar and the older burn marks, and she didn't look away, and she didn't look at me like I was a problem to be managed. She looked at me like I was a person who had been through something real. I had not had that before, and I did not know what to do with it, so I just started talking and didn't stop for a long time. Lynette was placed in a facility before the week was out. She is 23 now, and I know very little about her life, and I have decided that is the right amount to know. I live in Charlotte. I have a therapist named Dr. Simmons who I see every Thursday, and who has never once made me feel crazy for any of it. I have a small house with a porch I sit on in the evenings, and a dog named Lou, who is old and slow and deeply unbothered by everything, which is a quality I admire more than I can say. The scar on my upper arm is faded now, just a thin raised line that I mostly forget about until someone notices it at the beach, and I say, I don't really remember where it came from, which is not exactly true, but is easier than the truth, and some days easier is enough. Most days I am okay. Some days I am better than okay. I have started counting those days. There are more of them than there used to be, and I think that counts as something. I think that counts as a lot.